Hello everyone. What a week it's been. In this weekly review, I will discuss the US major indices SP 500, Nasdaq, DowJones, and Russell 2000. Then I will touch point on the volatility index, and in the end, I will talk about 8 selected large cap stocks such as Apple, Amazon, Microsoft, Meta, ExxonMobil, NVDA, Google, and Tesla. We will look at them from the candle, technical analysis, classical patterns, and Elliott wave perspectives. Let's start. Let's start with the major indices. So on the chart right now, I'm showing the weekly candles for SPY, for Nasdaq, for Dow Jones, and for Russell. Let's start with SP 500. We can see that SP 500 built a candle that can be viewed as a morning star doji, and it is sitting right at the 8 EMA line. And with higher volume, the expectations are that SP 500 just reverses here and goes higher. Speaking about Nasdaq, it made a combo that is called meeting lines, and from candles perspective, this combo has a much higher probability of resolving upwards than downwards. From that perspective, we have bullish odds higher. Let's see how it works the next week. For Dow Jones, the candle that shows here, this one, it's not really a very decisive candle, and it is viewed as a indecision doji. From their positioning, we can see that the price is still above the 8 EMA line, and the chances are about 50-50. And well, it depends on many other circumstances and indicators on how it's going to work. It wouldn't be a surprise if, let's say, though we see a weakness at the beginning of next week, and which will resolve much higher by the end. For Russell, the same indecision doji, and the good thing that it is still within the body of the big green candle, so it can be viewed as a bullish continuation candle. The bad thing about it that it is completely below the 8 EMA line, and the selling volume is increasing. So there is a good possibility that the candle resolves downwards. So we have a split decision here, while the odds for SP and Nasdaq are somewhat bullish. The odds for Russell and Dow Jones are somewhat neutral, and for Russell are even more bearish. So the market is in an inflection zone, I would say, and the next week would be really decisive. So this is the weekly perspective. Let's have a look at the daily candles. Daily candles are somewhat very optimistic. First of all, what we can see on all of them, that the volume, the buying volume, the green volume, is higher than on the previous day, and this brings a lot of optimism regarding the next week. For SP, we can see that it is a meeting line combo, which has a very distinctive bullish flavor, and the expectations that the index reverses here. For Nasdaq, it's a thrusting line. Well, it can be viewed as a bearish continuation or as a mild reversal attempt. I would say that at this point the odds are slightly bullish based on volume and a few other indicators. We will see how the week goes. DowJones produced quite a strong morning star candle, and it's very similar to what we had in December. Uh, if if the market opens with a gap up on the next day, then it will definitely be a reversal. Similar to SP situation is in Russell. We have meeting line candle, and the expectation is that Russell goes higher from here. Let's so this is the candles perspective. Let's have a look what we have with the charts. So this is a flag chart that I first published on in December, on December 7th, and it is still intact. So this is the flag. This is the flag that been identified, and this is the flag target. We can see even though the road to this flag is somewhat bumpy, the index still holds really well within the channel, and well, right now it's at the bottom line of the channel. If it goes upwards from here, then the next target would be 49.50 or close to 5,000 in a month or maybe a little more. Again, we will see how the index develops next week. This is the classical pattern, and let's have a look at the Elliott waves. This chart was designed on January 10th, and I would keep these elements, drawing elements, intact for the whole period of time, because I think that this is what SP right now is working on. So we track this from the September bottom. We had a very clear motive wave that ended by the end of November, and then we had a 2 months of correction. We had wave A, B, and C. Technically all very well qualifying for Elliott wave guidelines. Right now, nothing is broken. We can see that a wave can advance higher, and the candles and the other indicators are supportive of a move higher. That's the midterm plan. And I'm expecting to again. This is very well aligns with the target by flag. You can see around 5,000. We should hit this sometime in February, March, and later in May. I'm expecting for index to go higher towards 5,300. That has been SP500, and let's have a look at Nasdaq. This chart was shared a while ago for Nasdaq. Nasdaq is working in a very distinctive rectangle pattern that started at the end of November, and we have major wave A, B, and C. Uh, the index right now is in an inflection area, and you can see the fierce battle around the bottom line of the rectangle. One day it goes below, another day it goes upward, and this battle may continue for another few days. But in the end, I think, and the candles pointing towards it, it should resolve upwards. If it does, then the next target would be 16.6K, and I again expect a little battle on the upper boundary of rectangle, and then we should see another move towards 17.7, which from the current price level, it would be about 13.5% advance. Okay, so this has been Nasdaq. Let's have a look at the volatility index. What candles in the VIX index are telling us. On the left, on the left side, we have daily candles, and today, candle was well, quite educational. At the beginning, I was thinking, okay, so we are going higher and probably much higher, and this is it. But and then something happened, and by the end of the day, the candle worked fairly nicely, and it made a bearish harami, which has a very high odds, bearish odds, and it is expected to resolve down. However, it would still require confirmation. Another big red candle on the next day or two would definitely do the trick. And I would like to remind that this candle is a gravestone doji that was identified earlier, and it has not been resolved fully yet. So the gravestone doji is expected to resolve through all its height, and I would expect that volatility move towards 15, 16 area in the next couple of days. We'll see whether this is so true, and whether the candles have really a powerful hand. From the perspective of weekly, we have an indecision doji this week, and I would like to emphasize that in the last hours of the week, the price moved below the 8 and 20 EMA lines, and this is quite a sign. If we look at the three candles here, we can say that these three are just a consolidation before moving lower. So this big candle is still in power, and we are expecting index to move down. So from the perspective of volatility index, we have a strong bearish odds, and well, it should work well with the major indexes who are that are pointing higher. And for the next part, I would like to have a look at the 8 big stocks that I'm tracking as a market pulse. What we can see here, so the Microsoft and Amazon and NVDA. So they have all of them have similar candles, which I would classify as morning star dojis. And based on their volumes, I would say that these candles have a good chance to resolve upwards, and the odds are right now with the bulls. Perhaps we should see a strong advance for these three stocks next week. Speaking about, well, ExxonMobil is outstanding. Uh, a very strong uh, bullish weekly candle, well, leaves no option but to advance higher. Speaking about Apple and speaking about Meta platforms, and probably Tesla, they all have similar candles. While Meta is a bit weaker because it is sitting still below the 8 EMA line. But Apple and Tesla are quite strong. They produce meeting line or thrusting line type of candles, and note that the price moved above 8 EMA line, which is uh, which is a strong bullish sign by itself. We should expect them to move higher. And speaking about Google, uh, it's he's, it's probably the weakest one among all of them. It has a thrusting line, and the price is still below 8 and 20 EMA lines on a somewhat lower volume. Perhaps Google would see some weakness at the beginning of next week. But anyway, we'll see how it resolves. I would say that if we look at the whole sample of 8 stocks, it is it is bullish. However, it still requires a good confirmation next week in order to resume the rally. And just to summarize, uh, the market move upwards of next week is much more probable than a decline. That will be a summary for everything. And if you like the content, don't forget to subscribe for the channel. Good luck and have a wonderful weekend.